What? Oh.
Yeah, just checking on you.
That's it?
Yeah. You're not sleeping in your vehicle or anything?
I don't know. I may have taken a nap earlier.
Okay. Well, we have a
Nelson?
My name's Officer Nelson.
Yep.
Hey, so we have a
what's up?
we have an ordinance in the city of Weatherford. You can't sleep in your vehicle in a public spot.
Oh yeah.
Want me to hold that open for you?
Yeah, I'll get out here.
Okay.
I mean, just
Oh, you're good, man.
all right. Yeah, I mean, park.
Yeah. So there's no camping
I'm gonna
or.
see that. You wanted to come out to tell me about the sleeping thing?
Yeah.
Is that during the daytime too?
It's daytime or nighttime. Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we have an ordinance here.
Yeah, if I had ChatGPT, I'd ask about that ordinance and what it said, because I mean, during the daytime, I've only heard of one other city that enforces daytime.
Yeah. Well,
and that's Seaside, Oregon.
Oh yeah, I'm from Oregon.
Okay, it's a $700 fine if you're caught sleeping even in your car during the daytime.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yep. Nope. So you can't do it.
I don't know what.
You can't do it in private property that's open to the public or city property.
Well, I assume this is city property.
Yes. No, I'm just telling you.
And you're saying city property, you can't sleep in your car during the daytime.
Correct.
Or
nighttime.
you almost caught me.
Or nighttime.
You almost caught me. Oh man.
No,
And
you're
that what was the punishment for that?
I'd have to look it up. It's a municipal citation.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I had Wi-Fi here, I'd just go to ChatGPT and ask.
Yeah.
You know, what's the ordinance and what's the fine for that?
Yeah. So I can look it up for you if you want.
No, I could use AI if I had the Wi-Fi access. I don't want to burden you guys with that issue. I mean, unless you wanted to write me up for it, then I mean,
no, this is more of
more of an opportunity. Okay.
Yeah, this is more of just
yeah, I just I know it's maybe
stuff.
unusual to see somebody here. You're just doing your checks, and it's about noontime, I think.
Yeah.
It's about 10:49. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are making your checks. Not a lot of people come in here. I've been here since the morning time.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, your night shift would be able to report back if they saw me here overnight or whatever, and they'd communicate with you guys, I'm sure.
Yeah. If they saw you.
And I only saw the city worker. Well, another guy too, actually, who came through here in their car. This isn't used a lot.
No, it is on the weekends.
But when it is, I'm sure it gets packed.
It does.
So yeah,
So what brings you down from the Northwest?
Well, I've been traveling kind of from Louisiana too. I'm all over. I've been on the road for 12 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I record the drives, daily roamer. I just show people that I'm legally driving, and responsibly and all that.
That's cool.
So I record my drives. So
yeah, I
if
hear
anybody
you.
wanted to see how I'm driving, it's as best I can. There are some screwy roads that do throw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, not all the roads are exact. Every state seems to have its own unique structure.
Yeah.
Texas is different from Oregon.
Oh man, the roads here are a lot worse than the Northwest.
Yeah, like the bridges for the highways, they got these U-turn lanes just specifically for U-turn lanes to go underneath.
They call them Texas turnarounds.
Yeah. You don't see that in Oregon. No. You don't see that in any state, really.
The service roads, how you have to yield, like you're exiting off the interstate and it's a 2-lane, and
well, that's screwy. Yeah.
That's a lot different. I had to get used to that too.
Yep. There's that. But I mean, it's go slow enough. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've been just kind of hanging out here. I mean, this might be a good spot for you guys to hang out, I'm sure, as well. It's because it's so little used until it is.
Yeah, sometimes we have people tagging the walls and stuff, so we come check it a couple times a day.
Yeah, the bathrooms are unlocked.
Yep.
It gave me the impression that it may not be so bad in this spot.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
Well, we have a presence here, and so people know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I've been visiting a lot of different cities, and it's like, yeah, maybe the police presence does something, but also maybe the people are decent.
Yeah, and
Yeah, there's some cities where there's like maybe a lack of cops, but the people are decent.
Yeah.
But then there's also a lack of cops and the people are horrible to each other.
Yeah.
But then there may be an overburden of cops and the people are still horrible to each other, or an overburden of cops and the people are decent to each other. It's trying, to strike that balance.
Yeah.
With
And
it.
it's tough.
It's all about working together with the community,
Maybe religion's a factor.
Maybe
there's like something within the culture of the people in the area that seem to affect how they treat their surroundings and stuff. And I noticed that some are just crime is terrible in one city, and the next they're like generous and giving to each other. Just one city to the next.
Yeah, and that it changes all across the U.S. too.
Yeah,
and it's really no rhyme or reason.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
I can't. As I travel, I don't know exactly what to expect.
Yeah, I bet you see that a lot.
Some cops like you guys come up and start demanding my ID.
Oh no!
And then immediately arrest me over it. And that's the difference between cops. But also, like I said, I come from Louisiana, and it's like if you only suspect me of a crime and ask for my ID and I refuse, you can arrest me. But here, you have to arrest me, and then you could demand my ID and then give me a charge on that for that.
Yes and no. It depends. So if there's an offense, right? If I walked up and caught you sleeping, okay, I knocked on the window, woke you up, then I have the right to identify you. And then if you refuse to identify, right?
Because you would have probable cause.
But man, I don't know you. I don't.
Well, it's only the standards are lower in Louisiana. It's just reasonable suspicion.
Yeah.
They can just walk up and just think.
I don't agree with that. That's why I like it here.
I feel
check and balance.
I feel that it's a little more fair, and the laws are a little more fair in Texas, just on the small.
You have rights, man, and I don't want to walk on those rights. Just like my rights, I don't want somebody to walk on my rights.
Yeah, and you were trained too. I mean, you had to. Yeah. How many? I asked another cop. Actually, got approached by another Texas cop. Maybe you might give the same answer. How many hours did you spend testifying, learning how to testify in court during your training?
During my training?
Yeah,
like my academy and FTO training and all that.
If you remember,
it was probably about 25 hours total.
Okay, I'll say in Wisconsin it's 8 hours.
Yeah.
I learned that. And this guy said it's over 2 days and it was broken up.
Yeah, we got about 20. I'd say 25 hours.
Yeah, you know how to testify in court.
And then being on the street and actually testifying in court, man, that brings experience pretty quick. So once you have a defense attorney in your face over something you said, then you learn.
You want to be cautious about how you.
But at the same time, just tell them the facts.
Are you documenting this?
Oh yes, sir.
Yep.
And you?
Yep.
I don't see any blinking lights.
No, it's red. That means it's recording.
I've had on the top. You can see looking down.
And then you got a red bar right there.
Oh, okay. Now I can see.
These are a little bit different than the Axon ones. I know the Axon ones blink.
Yeah, it's a different brand, Motorola.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I've actually had some cops actually charge me, and then they didn't record.
Yeah. No.
And this was in Kentucky. I had this cop. It's because we had an ID issue. I was parked in a church parking lot at night, and we had an ID issue there. And it was like he charged me. We went through the process, but he didn't record. I had my recording, but he didn't record. And I got his records because I want to see the policeman's training records, discipline records.
Yeah.
I want to see the police policies. But in their discipline records, he was actually written up for failing to record the interaction. He should have recorded as soon as he approached. He should have been recording.
No,
but it's not. But it's not in your training, as far as I understand. When you go through the academy, do you have body cam training?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that was relatively new. I just went through this year.
Yeah.
Last year, it was a mandated course.
Okay, rookie. In Wisconsin, even up to 2020, I didn't see anything about body cam training. Yeah. It falls on the police departments.
Yeah.
So, after 2020,
yes,
they're putting more of a standard for the as a whole, rather than just rely on the department individually to set the standard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We do. I mean,
Well,
our department we're lucky because our department understands what you're bringing up, and so they want to focus, like when they're in the FTO training, field training officer phase. We do a lot of, hey, this is important. It's policy. We need to make sure we do it.
I mean, documentation was covered for Wisconsin. I've been reading a lot of Wisconsin Academy stuff. Documentation is important, but not specifically mentioning body cam stuff.
Yeah.
But that's like can be the whole case practically. Is
Exactly.
what you see on camera.
Yeah.
So
well, and it shows that we're being consistent with what we're doing, right? If our report says it, our body cam should show it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
If our body cam shows it, our report should show it.
Yep. And that would be brought out in like if there's a charge, if there's a trial, if asking questions, you would coordinate that.
Yeah. So like if I'm not saying you do. If I was to search your vehicle, I had a reason. I don't. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Okay.
And I had my camera and I saw something, right? Before I touched it, I would take my camera, show where it was before I moved it, put it back on, and then I'd retrieve it.
I don't know if that's part of your training or not.
No, it's just a personal thing.
In Wisconsin, I had my car searched. I was parked overnight in a grocery store, and they had to search it. I had my camera on. You could hear the conversation. They turned off their audio as they were searching my car. They didn't do the pull off and veer around to look. They kept it on, but they shut off. Your editors do a lot of work in Wisconsin, at least.
Yeah, not us.
I don't know how Texas exactly is.
Nope, it's the whole thing. I mean, they're able to get all the info that we get. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's, as a defendant, I should be able to have unredacted body cam and all of that. They're treating me like a lawyer. But it's not like that. In Wisconsin, I got blacked out parts of the screen for like your computer in your car. They blacked that out.
Well, and that's to protect other sensitive information that's not related to you.
Yeah.
So like, because we have other officers on other things that shows sensitive information. So that's why like ours will be blacked out if it doesn't pertain.
You know that you guys do the blackout as well.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's only, like I said, it's only if it's somebody else's info.
Yeah.
It doesn't relate to this case.
One thing that alarmed me about it in Wisconsin was that they blacked out, like, there's the upper right-hand corner, the date, the time. They blacked, to protect that personal information, they blacked out even the date, time, and all of that in the upper corner. Yeah. And so I found that concerning, and so I want to bring that up in the future for other situations like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes the blacking out can get a little excessive,
right?
With your editors.
Yeah. Well, I haven't experienced it, so I think we got a pretty good department.
Have you ever testified in court?
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Yep. Oh yeah, quite a few times.
So you'd review your body camera.
Yep.
And would you review what you saw after the editing happened? Would you review that too?
Yes. So if there was editing that was done, stuff that couldn't be entered into court that I couldn't bring up because it was hearsay or something like that, right? I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
The attorney, the prosecutor would give me a copy of my report and say, or video, and say, I need you to watch this in its entirety because this is what we're presenting. Oh. That way I'm aware of what we're presenting and I can testify that, yes, I watched it all. Yes, that's me. Yes, right.
Yep.
And so it's everything that the defense gets too. So.
Okay. Yeah. You're okay.
So Texas has changed their laws recently, the last year, that if everything isn't turned over, then defense can file, that they didn't get all
dismissal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so Texas is on its game because if they don't, they could lose the case, right? So we could lose our case. If a dude murders somebody, right, and they don't turn over all the body camera footages of the officers that responded, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then it's like, well, is everything here? Yeah, everything's there. Well, what about this officer? It shows in the report he was there. Where's his body camera? Oh, well, you didn't notate any of that. So is there body camera floating around? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'd be prejudice. You'd make defense would make an argument as it's prejudicial prejudice.
Yep.
Okay.
So
yeah, there's police policies I was not able to get in Louisiana, in they don't let me see the police, or they're heavily redacted, so I can't see important procedures. Oh, you might have a call?
Oh, they're just checking our status.
Like, I don't know how you guys are with that, but I mean, it's really unfortunate as a to not be able to see police policies. I can ask ChatGPT what are general police policies.
But it's
take
not
a while
go
to get
specific to department.
Yeah, they're kind of there's a similarity across the board. When I because it's able to anticipate kind of what
past records of what was
what other police stations have said, maybe coordinate that together and then give an idea. But still, specifically it'd be nice. They talk about in Louisiana, this city, they say they don't want it to get in the wrong hands. They don't want their police policies to get that information from their police policies to get into the wrong hands.
Our policies, no, you should be able to know just like us.
But this is a same police station that had the sheriff department, the city police sheriff department busted for somebody selling steroids out of their evidence room. Just like in October, he was arrested for that.
I heard something about that.
It seems kind of.
I think I remember something about that. Yeah.
You probably didn't hear about the one in Paducah last November, maybe earlier, where a jailer was selling drugs to the inmates in Paducah, Kentucky. But you may have heard the Natchitoches, Louisiana one, where he's selling. I think it was probably more than steroids. Maybe caught with steroids.
Yeah.
But and I talked to city marshal. What's that?
I said you have to ask if they get caught with steroids. Is there anything more?
Yeah, I mean that's and apparently the police in the area are saying, oh, it's just steroids. It's not that big of a deal. But I mean, I've talked to city marshals in Natchitoches, and they say that they hand everything over to the police. And even after this guy was busted, that's when I talked to the city marshal, and he said, yeah, we just hand it over. Like, it's still not a concern that this is turning around and being sold back onto the street.
Okay. I was just gonna say, are you planning on hanging out in Weatherford for a while? Or?
Well, I mean, for the rest of the day, maybe walk over to the library.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have to park at the library to use it.
No.
I was thinking about
it's right over there.
walking over there,
Yeah.
and then maybe it's getting cold. I was thinking maybe I might go a little further south for some relief.
That's probably a good idea.
In the next few days,
it's gonna get cold. We're getting notices about potentially.
Is there a warm-up shelter?
Not in Weatherford.
No?
You'll have
Okay.
one in Fort Worth.
A bigger city. Yeah, I'm sure. You'd ship them over to or whatever.
Well, they just have the infrastructure,
Yep. Yeah, it's okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to stay for the rest of the day, so maybe see me here and then.
Just don't be sleeping in your car.
Okay. Don't be caught. Okay. All right. Well, I wish I could look that up. I mean, that's interesting.
So if you go to the Weatherford, Texas city page, they'll have ordinances on it.
Yeah, if I have access to
if you're at the library, they have Wi-Fi.
Yep, and I can check. Because you have policies where it's like, it's shall is in mandatory enforced, and then you may, there's different levels of severity as well as there's also that in the ordinances too, shall and may.
Yep. Exactly.
So I mean, if you're saying that it's a shall not sleep in your car, that's interesting.
Well, you can, but you'll get cited for it.
Yeah. Well, then it would say the officer shall cite the person who is sleeping in their vehicle.
Yes and no. It's not going to say shall.
It could be may.
It may. Yeah.
Okay. See, there's a specific wording that you got to look for. And these ordinances.
Or it'll just say it's an offense of the city ordinance to sleep in a public place in your vehicle.
Yeah. So that kind of leaves it discretionary for the officer.
Correct. Yeah. Oh yeah. And man, it would be a horrible world if we didn't have discretion. Right.
Well, I mean, there's some discretions that seem to tighten up now that we have more recording. I mean, there's, you could say you said certain things, but
no, I'm talking about as far as enforcement, not.
Well, I mean, you got your lawmakers who said this is how they want it, and they're elected in, and the people elected them, so.
Yeah, but if you're doing 51 miles an hour in a 50, right?
That's
discretion, okay? If I pull you over, you see what I mean? If I pull you over, am I going to give everybody a citation for doing a couple miles over the speed limit?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're doing 75 in a 50, you're being a jack off, making everybody swerve, and you're going on the shoulder, that guy should get a citation, right?
Yeah.
That's discretion.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, there's clear laws like no dog without a leash.
Yeah, leash laws.
That's clear. You don't see the dog without a leash.
Yeah.
That's clear. But then there's the gray areas. That's you can work with.
And a lot of it is case by case. I mean, person by person, situation by situation.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It come down to attitude and
attitude really doesn't do it for me. Like if you're mean to me, if I decide that you're getting a warning anyway, you're getting a warning. It's really
that's prejudicial in a way. It's decided ahead of time. But I mean, that's a good approach to stick with. It's better to be more cautious than to just barrel into. Unless you got a judge who really supports, and a prosecutor who just stands behind everything you do, you can just do whatever you want.
Which, I mean, our community supports us, but they also hold us accountable to make sure that we're doing what we need to be
and
doing.
They should.
And I expect that in Texas, but I've had some real problems in Louisiana. That's been my worst experience in my travels. I traveled a lot, the west half, all around. I've had issues, but not as bad as Louisiana. Over just little things, and then the prosecutor and the judge giving me all kinds of problems. I mean, I've had a few stops now. This is probably like stop number 10 now, over the past 4 years or so.
It's not a bad stop though, right?
Well,
I mean, you're not really stopped. You're not detained.
This is about the same. Yeah. Like,
this is consensual.
Some have asked for my ID, and they ask why am I. What I usually like to do is learn who you are. If you want my ID, I'd like to see your ID as well.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You want my name, I'll exchange that with you.
Yeah.
And all that. I didn't see your name. It's
Officer Fessmeyer.
Fessmeyer, F-E-S-M-I-R-E. Okay.
That's correct. I'm badge number 155.
Well, that's the thing on the internet. If I go to ChatGPT and ask for the badge number, it doesn't find anything. It's like, somebody suggested, because I had some cops talk to me in Waco, somebody suggested get the full name of the cop and then ask that into ChatGPT. That might produce some interesting things. And you might have some awards. Maybe it mentions, or there might be other
royalties.
angles. Yeah, it's interesting, and I'd like to see that more. If I can get onto ChatGPT and ask questions, it'd be nice. Maybe if it's probably a long time in the future where cops would have to maybe engage. You said you could go and look up that law. You can just say, "Hey, ChatGPT, what's
the
this?
ordinance and what's the number inside it?"
That's something
that'd be cool.
That can happen. The way I don't know if you ever played with this AI stuff,
A little bit.
I've been asking questions and the answers sound reasonable. I tried to get into like racial arguments, and it steered me. It really made some convincing arguments that racism isn't exactly the best way to think of things. There's other factors. I tried my best arguments. But,
what was your first name?
Oh, all right. It's Travis.
Travis, I'm Cody.
Okay.
Hey man, we're getting out of here.
All right.
Appreciate you talking with us. Good luck to you. Hope you stay warm.
I'll be here for a little bit longer. I think.
If you want, you can park in the library parking lot and use your
want
Wi-Fi from your vehicle.
I know that. Yeah, I've been there. I was there yesterday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been here for a couple of days, just not here. This is the first time I parked here. You wouldn't have seen me yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't work yesterday. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Hey, good to meet you. Do you have any questions before we leave?
Nope.
All right. Take care. Be safe. Okay.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks. See you.